This video I'm going to be showing you guys how I built these window inserts to keep the drafty air out.
You ever got a boot stuck down in your engine? You can pull it out with a coat hanger.
So this back room, sewing room and school room, gets really hot compared to all the other rooms. We got these blinds and put them up. The house didn't have any blinds and we moved in. And I think that might have helped a little bit, but it's Arizona heat and it's getting hotter and hotter. It's like 110 outside this week and it's not comfortable in here. You think the problem's these windows for the most part. I'll show you guys the offsets I got with the thermal gun, with the thermal scanner, with the temperature scanner. These windows, you can, if I can get the shot, you can see through them. There it is. So there's some gaps. Previous owners put a bunch of caulk on here. So there's caulk everywhere. There's caulk, some of the windows. There's caulk all over the cracks. And that didn't really help the issue. The previous homeowners weren't super smart. Case in point, they went to put felt closers on all these, and somebody put them on all the screws. Well, that ain't gonna work because it doesn't hit the side of the cabinet. So I assume they went back and put these on so that they wouldn't close too hard. At any rate, I'm gonna try to do the cheap route and make some removable interior panels that can block some of this draftiness. First thing I'm gonna have to do is move these blinds out towards the outside of the window, because when I mounted them right up against the window. So I'll take all these blinds off, move them out, and then we'll get started on building the frames. So for the frames, I got all this window screen. It's like for putting a window screen on. Also got this rubber window seal, and I'm going to put that around all the edges so that it'll seal up around where the drywall is at the edge of the thing. And I got frame corners. I also ordered a window kit. We used to use these back in Michigan to keep the drafty cold air out. I'm going to use them here in Arizona to keep the hot air out. The windows aren't perfectly square, so I'm going to take a top and a bottom and a middle measurement and make sure I build my frame exactly to fit these. So when I'm building my frames, I got to figure in this little attachment, this corner piece, into my measurements. And it's 3/4 of an inch. So I'm going to have 3/4 of an inch on either side, plus the weather strip that I have is going to go on the outside like that. So I've got to figure in both of these to my measurement, which is 1 inch. And if I make it just smaller than 1 inch, that'll give this a little bit of room to compress. So I'll probably use 7/8 or 15/16 onto my measurement so that they can be a perfect fit. But I've got a 1/4 inch of play with this weather strip. I got one measured out to be 58 inches. I got one measured out to be 27.5 inches, or a little bit over, and that gives me a perfect amount left over on my windows. But y'all just got to figure out what size and how many of these window kits you're going to need. I needed 2 7-foot sticks for each window. So I'm going to go out, I'm going to cut these on the chop saw. Alright, now that I've got these cut out, I'm going to get this one put together and dry fit it and make sure everything lines up. There's only one way these corners go on, so you can't really mess it up. Test and see if this thing fits in here. It's a little snug, but I think that's good. I don't want any air gaps in this thing. It's about perfect. There is a gap on in the middle, so I'm probably going to have to figure out a way to separate the center. Put a block in here that keeps that gap open. This is what I came up with. Got a piece of wood that runs all the way across here, and it's notched out on both sides so that the wood goes along the back, around the back. And then I've got one screw holding everything together, and that fixes my warping problem. I'll go make 6 more of those, or 5 more of those to make 6 total, and then we'll put the plastic on and see how it does. I'm gonna paint these. I'm gonna paint them white to match. All right, now I've got the center brace on, screwed on, and painted. I'm gonna get this window kit, plastic, and try to get it put on this frame. Long, so I got a little bit to play with. Should I need to. Trim this excess off. Alright, last thing I'm going to do before I put this in the window is I'm going to make a little tab out of packing tape so that when I need to pull it back out of the window, I got something to pull it out with. Because right now, if I put it in there, it would be stuck. So I'm just going to make a little tab so that when it goes in, I got something I can pull it back out with. Pretty good fit. I'll get the rest of them put together in all the windows, all 6, and then we'll do a heat test, see if it made a difference. Here's a baseline test. The AC is set at 78. It says it's 79 in there. And we're getting about 77, 78 degrees inside the house. And the AC is currently running 61 going in and 49 coming out of the register. This room is extremely hot. These shades say 90 degrees. $80 on the floor. 85 on the ceiling. So it is a little bit hotter in here. 81. We got it set at 71. And I'm reading 79.5 on the thing. My air conditioner is having a hard time keeping up, but take a look at our splits again. 80 coming in there, 79, and 50 coming out of the register. So we got pretty good splits. The panel's installed, and it's a little bit cooler in here. Feels cooler anyway. Floor temp 81. Ceiling temp's 85. These blinds are hitting 92. Probably what I'm going to end up doing is adding some shade cloth outside, keep some of the heat off of these windows. As you can see from the numbers on the screen, the day that I put the panels in was a lot hotter than the original temperature by 7 degrees. The house all around was about 2 degrees hotter when I took the second set of measurements. You can see on the splits look a lot better the second time around. I think that was just because the condenser was actually running the second time around. I don't think it was running the first time. I think it was just recirculating air, or it had just come on or shut off. The blinds were a lot hotter on the second run. I think that was because the sun, might have been a little bit later in the day. The sun had been shining on them a little bit longer. But overall, the floor temp and the ceiling temp only went up 1 degrees, even though it was 7 degrees hotter outside. I think they're making a big difference. It feels a lot cooler in here. The AC unit's able to keep up a little bit better. And overall, I think it's well worth your investment. So I'm sure you guys are wondering how much all this costs. One stick of the aluminum for the screen was $4, and the corners for it was $2, so that's $6 for that. One window pretty much took almost all of a rubber window seal kit, so that was another $8, so 6 and 8's 14, and then the window kit was $6, and this will probably do two. I got 2 kits, and they should do all my windows. Under $20 a window, you can get this done, where if you were to buy inserts, you'd be paying a couple $100 a piece for them.